Hello, Pathpointers. Drew Hemsley here, product manager at Pathpoint. And today I'm going to show you and demonstrate a few key improvements we've made to procuring follow form excess liability on top of general liability quotes in Pathpoint. So what I have here is a test contractors general liability account that I have submitted. It has quoted. You can see it here. And what I'd like to do is just kind of detail how we've changed things within procuring follow form excess. So first, what I'm going to do is head back into the submission by clicking the Edit Submission button. And you'll see if you're familiar with Pathpoint in the past, if you've quoted contractors GL with Pathpoint in the past, you'll notice that there used to be a page where we would specifically ask, hey, does your applicant want, excess limits, on top of the standard GL limits? And then you, the agent, or whoever's submitting on their behalf would indicate yes. And then there's some additional questions that we ask. Now what we've done is we've actually removed that page and we've just defaulted that to yes, and it kind of put those questions elsewhere in the application. This is because, procuring excess liability is optional anyway. And so we didn't really want to have people spending more time in the submission flow when in reality, really the questions we need to ask for excess are just, a couple here and there. But that's the first main change. So you'll notice that there is no place here where we ask anything specific like, do you want excess liability? We just automatically include that when we submit. And if you're an appetite, there's now a new way to procure follow form coverage for excess liability. So I'm going to share that now. Okay, so back to quote review. I'm going to go to account summary here. You can see that Crum & Forster is the only carrier who did quote this. This is for the ISO code of janitorial services. You can see that there is a new green tag here indicating that excess coverage is available. This means that according to the underlying GL account, we've determined that you are in appetite for additional limits with excess liability follow form. So clicking on this quote, you'll scroll down, you'll kind of get your cost estimate. This is our brand new financing estimate feature. And then if you go down further here before you can select the option, there is this new call out. So a couple things to mention here. Before, this used to be a lot easier to miss just because it wasn't as descriptive and it really wasn't as, indicative of what would really happen. If you click this button here, what we'll do is we'll open up a new tab for you. So I'll do that now. It takes a second to do that, but once the new tab kicks off, you'll be able to see that this will bring you to a new submission or a new account submission for standalone excess liability. This is follow form, and it's actually using all of the same information from the previous GL account to quote. Now, when we're sending quotes to be rated by Nautilus, who is our only excess liability carrier, we're actually sending 5 different quotes, each for a limit in increments of 1 million. So 1 million in excess limits, 2 million, 3 million, 4, and 5. We're sending 5 different quotes in an attempt to get all of those back. So we're going to go ahead and wait for Nautilus to return those. Okay, so after a few seconds, we can see that we did get all of the excess limits back. So it looks like we did get quotes back for all of them. Clicking into this, you can now choose the different options. Each one corresponds to the different limits. You can see the excess cost, and this does not include the cost of the underlying GL policy. So you'll have to kind of take both of these through all the way to binding. You'll have to complete subjectivities for this on its own, in addition to the GL for contractors quote that quoted here. So you'll have to take these both through at once. But we hope that this makes procuring follow form excess an easier, more streamlined experience for you and yours. So have a great rest of your day and happy Pathpointing. Happy quoting.